Hey there friends, Brittany here, certified holistic health practitioner, and I view everything through a functional medicine perspective. And in this video, I just wanted to share what's in my personal natural medicine cabinet. So we can ask, why natural medicine? Well, there are quite a few good reasons to ditch the over-the-counter drugs. For lots of reasons. First, many people can get stuck into the over-the-counter trap. So there are powerful ingredients in these over-the-counter drugs, and people can become addicted to them. So it's not just prescription drugs, but also over-the-counter as well. And instead of dealing with the root cause, they use it as a band-aid. So they just keep taking it, and people will often take these over-the-counter drugs for a different use than what it's even intended for. And not only are these over-the-counter drugs meant to be for short-term use and for short-term treatment, they are often taken much longer, and that can lead to long-term side effects such as liver damage or gastric bleeding. So I just wanted to share what's in my personal natural medicine cabinet. But before I do, I really want you to realize that me and my family, we boost our immune system all year around. And we do that by the lifestyle that we live, by eating clean, life-giving foods, drinking clean water, making sure that we aren't deficient in vitamins and minerals, and just avoiding toxins as much as possible. So we can't live this unhealthy lifestyle and then expect a pill to save us. So it works all together, guys, all year round in the lifestyle that you live. So you may be surprised on what I am going to show because it's not much at all. And I have been using these things for years and years, and they have gotten us through every cold and flu season. I'm going to make another video on the COVID-19 protocol that I share with my clients, but everything that I'm going to share in this video is also great for COVID as well. So first on my list is, and I have to laugh a little, but it's Manuka honey, and I laugh a little because anyone who knows me personally, they know about Manuka honey because I just share it with everybody. So Manuka honey is not your average honey. It's a very potent medicinal honey, and it's been proven to show antimicrobial activity against a spectrum of organisms, and this includes gram-negative, gram-positive, drug-susceptible, and multi-drug resistant organisms. They have even done studies on killing parasites with Manuka honey and how Manuka honey even fights against colorectal cancer. But what I use Manuka honey for, and I will get the Wetherspoon brand or the Manuka Doctor brand, whatever one is on sale really. I just happen to have both on hand right now. But what I use this for, this is literally, I tell everyone, this is our version of the flu shot. I will give my kids just a spoonful of this every night before bed, just to boost the immune system and as preventative measure. But when you are sick, so this will kill, I guess I can still hold it up for you guys. Manuka honey will kill, if you have a strep throat or a sore throat or a cough, this is what you're gonna want to take for sure. And even when you're just overall feeling bad, you still want to take this Manuka honey. So again, just every night before bed is great, but when you are sick, you can take it just frequently throughout the day, and a little goes a long way. You don't need much. I just give my kids a spoonful. I don't even measure. But it's just really, really good stuff, guys. It's just good for your digestion. It boosts your hydrochloric acid, which you really need to make sure you're sufficient in your hydrochloric acid. But I just love Manuka honey. This is probably the one that I use the most, and we start taking this at the beginning of the cold and flu season. So that's my little explanation on Manuka honey. And I'll have some scientific studies too at the bottom of this video, just with some cool information on each of these things that I'm sharing, and so you know that I'm not making it up. The next on my list is apple cider vinegar. Studies have proven for apple cider vinegar to have multiple antimicrobial potential with clinical therapeutic implications. So this kills E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus and Candida albicans, but it's also very strong antiviral. So what I use this for is for sinus infections. So if you have a sinus infection, you just need to get half a cup of the apple cider vinegar and a half a cup of water. I prefer purified water. And you just put both half a cup of the ACV, half a cup of the water into a pan, and you bring it to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, you just pour it in a mug. You're going to want to close your eyes, close your mouth, and just inhale the vapor through your nose. And this will literally kill nasty sinus infections. I've done it. I've had clients who have done it. It just works so well. The thing with natural medicine is that often it works better than over-the-counter drugs and even prescription drugs, but it just takes longer. You have to be consistent. So for example, with the sinus infection, you can't just do this vapor one time and say, oh, it didn't work. No, I recommend that you do this in the morning and do it in the night, so 2 times a day, until you're better. So it takes time and patience. I know we're all used to all of the symptoms pretty much resolving within 20 minutes of taking a pill, but it doesn't work as well as natural medicine. So you just got to be consistent and keep on it. It's really worth it. And if you can even just make a warm cup of ACV tea, it's just warm water with a teaspoon or a tablespoon in it, and just sip on that too with some honey. That's great on your throat. And if you have a cough or anything like that, but definitely recommend it. But again, it just takes time and be consistent. You have to keep on it until it's better. Next is coconut oil, sheesh, coconut oil, even apple cider vinegar, even Manuka Honey. All of these things have millions of therapeutic actions for so many things. One thing that I didn't mention on the Manuka Honey is that it was originally used for wounds. So it's even great to have like in your first aid kit, like for your kids. Like one time Zach just wiped out and he had road rash all over, and I just slapped some Manuka Honey on there and it healed so quickly. Like it's amazing. And even apple cider vinegar has over 100 uses that you can use that for, but I'm trying to keep this video short. But again, so coconut oil is another one with a million uses. It's an antibacterial, it's an antiviral, it's an antifungal, the list goes on and on and on. But what I mainly use this for is as a carrier oil when I'm placing essential oils into the ear, like for ear infections. So I'll just use lavender and tea tree often together into the ear. So if I'm not feeling well, I go into all ends. Like if I'm not feeling well or my kids aren't, I'll be placing some oils in the ear. We'll be doing the honey. We'll maybe even do the vapor sometimes. My kids can't stand the smell of apple cider vinegar though. They're funny. But so yeah, I just always like to go in all areas, even if you're not feeling it in all areas, just because it'll just help you fight it off that much faster. But a cool, interesting thing about coconut oil, and you might have heard of oil pulling. I'll probably have to make a video on that. But coconut oil kills Streptococcus mutans, which is the most common organism in the mouth that causes cavities. And what's crazy is that coconut oil is just as effective as the prescription drugs in killing this to treat gingivitis. So it's very powerful stuff. But like I said, during cold and flu season, I mainly just use it as a carrier oil for when I'm putting something in my ear. But when I use essential oils for other things, because that's another one of my go-to, there literally is an oil for everything. They don't cure, but they're going to help your body do what it's supposed to do and just fight it better. And there's a million oils for a million different things. But when I use those oils, I will use castor oil as the carrier oil, like if I'm applying it anywhere topically on the body. But I'm going to have to make another video on that too, and even on fevers, because I haven't given my kids Tylenol or ibuprofen in years. Like I can't even remember the last time that I had to give them that, and I don't need to, because there are many other ways that you can ride out the fever and treat the fever and bring it down safely. but I'll have to make another video on that. So one thing I don't have on hand right now is garlic ear oil, but that is something that I usually have in my medicine cabinet. But since I've been using essential oils and coconut oil, I haven't bought it because it does the same thing. But if you don't have essential oils, you can just run to the store and get the garlic mullein ear oil. Garlic is just another amazing superfood with strong antiviral properties. But there's been a substantial amount of studies that have shown for garlic and its bioactive constituents and how they act as an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory, an antibacterial, an antifungal, boosts the immune system. It protects your cardiovascular system. It protects your liver. It's great for your digestive system. It's helped to prevent diabetes and obesity. It's even a neuroprotective, so it goes on and on and on. But like again, I use the garlic ear oil for ear infections. It's great for kids. You just warm it up a little bit and just place a few drops and it works beautifully. Last but not least is going to be vitamin C and vitamin D. So you guys have to remember that sugar suppresses the immune system, and if you watched my COVID-19 encouragement video, I go into depth a little bit more on vitamin C. So sugar and vitamin C are going to compete to enter into your white blood cells. So sugar is going to hinder the white blood cell, and vitamin C is going to supercharge your white blood cell to fight the illness. So taking vitamin C daily is what I recommend. And vitamin C is best absorbed at 2,000 milligrams. And you can take it pretty often, just depending on how you feel, but 1 to 2 times a day just as preventative is great. I should backtrack a little and just share my little analogy. When I was trying to explain vitamin C to my kids, I was like, how can I make them understand this? So I think of sugar as the kryptonite to our white blood cells, and then I think of vitamin C as the super soldier serum that Captain America was injected with. So you got to think of vitamin C that way because that's exactly what it does. So if sugar is getting to your white blood cells, it's gonna hinder and go slower to your little, I call them little Pac-Man, your white blood cells, to engulf the virus or the bacteria. And vitamin C is just going to enhance the effectiveness and just supercharge them. So just think of kryptonite and the super soldier serum when it comes to vitamin C. And I have all kinds of different forms. This is a buffered C powder, which is great. You're going to want to do the liposomal form if you're really, really sick, because it just enters the cell at a faster rate. But any vitamin C, really, guys, you're just really going to want to make sure you have that. And again, if you're super bad, you can take it more frequently. And for vitamin D, you're just going to want to make sure your vitamin D levels are optimal. Vitamin D is very, very important, and it's actually a hormone, not really a vitamin, because it's used throughout the entire body in so many different processes. But it's very, very important for your immune health, and I'll get into more of that too probably in the COVID video with vitamin D. But I also already made a previous video. If you guys haven't watched it, you can go back and watch that one because I go into more depth of these things. But those are just a few things that I wanted to share with you guys. Like I said, it's not much, but it's gotten us through every single cold and flu season. It's okay to get sick. It's healthy to get sick. It just depends on how well your body is fighting it. The one year where just literally everybody got the flu, like everybody, all 5 of my kids got it at the same time, and I treated them all naturally with all my natural medicine things, and they literally got over it within a day or two when everybody was just suffering for like 2 weeks. So that's just the difference. It's good to get sick. It's actually strengthens your immune system, but it's just a matter of how fast you get over it. You don't want it to be lingering and your body just can't kick it. But all of these things will help. So if you're still taking over-the-counter drugs, I hope that this is a challenge for you and you can swap things out or try some of these things that I listed. And I think I mentioned, but yeah, I'm going to list some scientific studies on these things, just so you can see for yourself that I'm not making this up. These are very powerful, powerful superfoods that God has given us to utilize. He has given us everything that we need. So anyways, I hope you guys will try some of these things. Love you. Talk to you later.